Ethereum is one of the most watched cryptocurrencies in the world, and its price predictions for 2025 are a hot topic. Today, we'll take a reasoned look at whether ETH could reach $5,000 by the end of 2025. This isn't investment advice, but rather an analytical overview based on current data, technical trends, and fundamental factors. We'll break down both the bullish and bearish arguments, examine what needs to happen for ETH to hit that milestone, and highlight key signals to watch along the way. Let's dive into the numbers and narratives shaping Ethereum's future. Start with the bullish side. Some models and analysts are quite optimistic about Ethereum's potential. In a strong scenario, one model even sets an upper target of around $5,679 for ETH in 2025. Others go further, suggesting that in a very bullish case, Ethereum could reach $7,000 to $8,000 or even higher. These forecasts are often based on institutional factors such as capital shifting from Bitcoin into Ethereum and on-chain signals that show accumulation by large holders. All these factors suggest that, under the right conditions, $5,000 is within reach. Institutional investors play a crucial role in driving Ethereum's price. When large funds and banks start shifting capital from Bitcoin to Ethereum, it can create significant upward momentum. On-chain data showing accumulation by these big players is often seen as a bullish signal. If this trend continues, it could help push ETH toward the $5,000 mark. Additionally, some major analyst firms and banks have raised their price targets, with one bank now forecasting $7,500 in the best-case scenario. This institutional confidence is a key factor to watch. Technical analysis also supports the possibility of Ethereum moving higher. ETH currently has support zones and technical setups that indicate potential for upward momentum. For example, a rebound from the $3,800 support level and certain chart patterns are signaling breakout potential. If Ethereum can break through key resistance levels, especially in the $4,150 to $4,300 range, and do so with strong trading volume, the path toward $5,000 becomes much clearer. Technical momentum can be a powerful force in crypto markets. Momentum is everything in crypto. If Ethereum manages to break above its resistance levels with strong volume, it could trigger a wave of bullish sentiment. This kind of breakout often attracts more buyers, leading to rapid price increases. The $4,150 to $4,300 range is especially important. If ETH can close above this zone, the next leg up toward $5,000 becomes much more plausible. However, without sustained momentum, even the best technical setups can fail to deliver. Ethereum's fundamentals are another reason for optimism. As the leading smart contract platform, Ethereum benefits from a thriving ecosystem that includes DeFi, NFTs, staking, and Layer 2 solutions. The growth of these sectors provides a strong backdrop for ETH's value appreciation. Tokenization, increased staking participation, and the expansion of real-world use cases all contribute to Ethereum's long-term strength. When fundamentals and technicals align, the case for higher prices becomes even stronger. Large financial institutions and analyst firms are increasingly bullish on Ethereum. Some have recently raised their price targets, citing the platform's growing adoption and ecosystem strength. For instance, one major bank now forecasts a best-case scenario of $7,500 for ETH by 2025. These upgrades reflect growing confidence in Ethereum's fundamentals and its ability to capture more value as the crypto market matures. Such endorsements can influence both retail and institutional investors. Ethereum to reach $5,000, several favorable conditions must align. These include a breakout above key resistance levels, a positive macroeconomic and regulatory environment, and continued institutional inflows. If any of these factors fall short, the rally could stall before hitting the $5,000 mark. It's a delicate balance. Crypto markets are highly sensitive to changes in sentiment, regulation, and capital flow. Success depends on multiple moving parts working together. Not everyone is convinced that $5,000 is likely. Many conservative forecasts put Ethereum's price in the $4,000 to $4,500 range by the end of 2025. One large bank has set its target at around $4,300. These projections suggest that hitting $5,000 would require a significant upside move beyond what most models consider the base case. It's important to weigh these more cautious outlooks alongside the bullish scenarios. Reaching $5,000 isn't just about technicals or fundamentals. It requires a combination of several favorable factors. Ethereum needs to break above resistance with strong volume, benefit from a positive macro and regulatory environment, and see continued institutional and ecosystem growth. If any of these elements are missing, the price rally could lose steam before reaching the $5,000 milestone. Crypto markets are complex, and success depends on many variables coming together. Risks remain significant for Ethereum's price outlook. If broader crypto or financial market sentiment turns risk-off, perhaps due to macroeconomic shocks, regulatory crackdowns, or capital outflows, Ethereum could struggle to maintain upward momentum. Crypto markets are notoriously volatile, and sudden shifts in sentiment can lead to sharp corrections. It's important to be aware of these risks when considering the potential for higher prices. Ethereum doesn't operate in a vacuum. It faces competition from other blockchains and Layer 2 solutions. If the ecosystem becomes saturated or growth slows, Ethereum's price momentum could be dampened. New technologies and platforms are constantly emerging, and Ethereum must continue to innovate to maintain its leadership position. Ecosystem health is a key factor in long-term price performance. As Ethereum's price rises, it often encounters stronger technical resistance. Each new high requires more significant catalysts to push the price further. Additionally, as the asset appreciates, incremental gains tend to become harder to achieve. This phenomenon, known as diminishing returns, is common in financial markets. It's another reason why some analysts are cautious about predicting a move to $5,000. So, what are the actual odds of Ethereum hitting $5,000 by the end of 2025? Based on current data and trends, a reasonable estimate might be a 25% to 40% chance. It's not the most likely outcome, but it's certainly within the realm of possibility if favorable conditions align. The more probable scenario is that ETH ends 2025 somewhere in the $4,000 to $4,800 range, assuming moderate positive conditions. If sentiment weakens, ETH could remain under $4,000. Let's break down the possible scenarios for Ethereum's price by the end of 2025. In a bullish scenario, ETH could reach or exceed $5,000, driven by strong technical breakouts, institutional inflows, and ecosystem growth. The base case sees ETH ending the year between $4,000 and $4,800, reflecting moderate positive conditions. In a bearish scenario, if macro or crypto sentiment turns negative, ETH could stay below $4,000, possibly ranging between $3,000 and $4,000. If you're tracking Ethereum's journey to $5,000, pay close attention to resistance levels near $4,150 to $4,300. These are critical zones that ETH must break through with strong volume to signal a potential move higher. Technical traders often watch these levels for signs of momentum shifts. Decisive breakout could set the stage for a sustained rally, while repeated rejections might indicate a need for more consolidation. Institutional inflows are a major driver of price action in crypto. Watch for signs that ETFs or large investment firms are increasing their exposure to Ethereum. These moves can bring significant new capital into the market, supporting higher prices. On-chain data showing rising institutional participation is often a bullish indicator for ETH's prospects. Broader macroeconomic and regulatory environment plays a huge role in Ethereum's price trajectory. Factors like interest rates, inflation, and overall risk appetite can influence crypto markets. Supportive regulation is also crucial. If governments take a crypto-friendly stance, it can boost confidence and attract more investment. Conversely, regulatory crackdowns or unfavorable policies can quickly dampen enthusiasm. Ethereum's ecosystem growth is a key metric to monitor. Are Layer 2 rollups expanding? Is staking participation increasing? Are real-world use cases for Ethereum-based applications growing? These on-chain metrics provide insight into the health and adoption of the network. Strong growth in these areas can support higher prices and attract more long-term investors. Crypto markets tend to move in waves. When major assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum rally, the entire market often follows. This phenomenon, known as market breadth, means that a broad-based bull market could help push ETH toward $5,000. Isolated strength in Ethereum alone may not be enough. Look for signs that the overall crypto market is participating in the rally. Volatility is a defining feature of crypto markets. While it can create opportunities for rapid gains, it also brings the risk of sharp corrections. Ethereum's price swings can be dramatic, especially around key technical levels or major news events. Traders and investors need to be prepared for both upside surprises and sudden pullbacks as the market reacts to new information. External shocks such as changes in global economic conditions, geopolitical events, or sudden regulatory announcements can quickly shift market sentiment. These events often lead to increased volatility and can derail even the most promising rallies. Keeping an eye on the broader economic landscape is essential for anyone tracking Ethereum's price outlook. Regulation is one of the biggest wildcards for Ethereum and the broader crypto market. Positive developments, such as the approval of crypto ETFs or clear supportive guidelines, can boost confidence and attract new investment. On the other hand, restrictive policies or crackdowns can have the opposite effect. Monitoring regulatory news is crucial for anticipating major price moves. Institutional adoption is a key driver of long-term value for Ethereum. Watch for announcements from major banks, asset managers, and corporations regarding their involvement with ETH. Increased adoption by these players can bring new legitimacy and capital to the ecosystem, supporting higher price targets over time. Ethereum's ability to scale is critical for its long-term success. Layer 2 solutions such as rollups are designed to increase transaction throughput and reduce fees. Growth in these technologies can make Ethereum more attractive to users and developers, supporting ecosystem expansion and potentially higher prices. Staking is another important factor for Ethereum. As more ETH is staked, the network becomes more secure and less susceptible to attacks. Increased staking participation can also reduce the circulating supply, potentially supporting higher prices. Network security and staking trends are key metrics to monitor for long-term investors. Ethereum's role as the backbone of the DeFi and NFT ecosystems cannot be overstated. Growth in decentralized finance and non-fungible tokens brings more users, developers, and capital to the network. This expansion supports Ethereum's value proposition and can drive demand for ETH, especially during periods of innovation and adoption. Tokenization of real-world assets is an emerging trend on Ethereum. From real estate to art and beyond, more assets are being represented as tokens on the blockchain. This trend increases Ethereum's utility and could attract new types of investors, further supporting price appreciation over time. Ethereum's price doesn't move in isolation. Broader trends in the crypto market, such as Bitcoin's performance and overall market sentiment, play a significant role. A strong bull market across major assets can lift Ethereum higher, while a bearish environment can limit its upside potential. Watching the broader market is essential for understanding ETH's prospects. Liquidity and trading volume are important indicators of market health. High liquidity allows for smoother price movements and reduces the risk of large swings caused by single trades. Watching trading volume around key resistance and support levels can provide clues about the strength of price moves and potential breakouts. Sentiment indicators, such as social media trends and on-chain activity, can provide early warnings of shifts in market mood. Spikes in positive sentiment often precede rallies, while negative sentiment can signal corrections. Monitoring these indicators can help investors stay ahead of major price moves. Ethereum's supply dynamics have changed with the introduction of token burns. As more ETH is burned through network activity, the circulating supply decreases, which can put upward pressure on price. This deflationary mechanism is unique to Ethereum and is an important factor for long-term valuation. A vibrant developer community is essential for Ethereum's continued growth. High levels of developer activity lead to new applications, upgrades, and innovations that keep the ecosystem competitive. Tracking developer engagement can provide insight into Ethereum's long-term prospects and its ability to maintain leadership in the space. Ethereum's roadmap includes several planned upgrades aimed at improving scalability, security, and usability. Successful implementation of these upgrades can boost confidence and attract new users. Keeping track of the development timeline and upcoming milestones is important for anticipating potential price catalysts. Ethereum's decentralized governance model relies on active community participation. Decisions about network upgrades, protocol changes, and ecosystem direction are made collectively. Strong community engagement helps ensure that Ethereum remains adaptable and resilient in the face of challenges. Enterprise adoption is another important trend for Ethereum. More companies are exploring blockchain solutions for supply chain, finance, and other applications. As enterprise use cases expand, Ethereum's value proposition strengthens, potentially supporting higher prices in the long run. Security remains a top concern for Ethereum and the broader crypto ecosystem. High-profile hacks or vulnerabilities can erode trust and lead to sharp price declines. Ongoing efforts to improve security and respond to threats are essential for maintaining investor confidence. Uncertainty around regulation is a persistent risk for Ethereum. Sudden changes in policy or enforcement can disrupt markets and create uncertainty for investors. Staying informed about regulatory developments is crucial for managing risk and anticipating potential price movements. Crypto markets move in cycles, with periods of rapid growth often followed by corrections. Understanding where we are in the current cycle can help set realistic expectations for Ethereum's price trajectory. Timing is always a challenge, and patience is key for long-term investors. Ethereum faces growing competition from other smart contract platforms. New chains offering faster transactions, lower fees, or unique features can attract users and developers away from Ethereum. Staying ahead of the competition is essential for maintaining market share and supporting price growth. As the Ethereum ecosystem grows, there's a risk of saturation. Too many projects or a slowdown in innovation can lead to diminishing returns for investors. Ongoing development and fresh ideas are necessary to keep the ecosystem vibrant and attractive. As Ethereum's market cap grows, each new dollar invested has a smaller impact on price. This is known as diminishing returns, and it's a common phenomenon in mature markets. Investors should be aware that future gains may be more modest compared to earlier growth phases. Sum up: Ethereum's journey to $5,000 by the end of 2025 is possible, but not guaranteed. It will require a combination of technical breakouts, strong fundamentals, favorable macro conditions, and continued institutional support. Risks remain, including competition, regulation, and market cycles. Staying informed and monitoring key indicators will be essential for anyone interested in Ethereum's future. If you're holding ETH or considering an investment, keep an eye on resistance breakouts, institutional inflows, macro and regulatory developments, ecosystem growth, and market breadth. These are the key signals that could determine whether Ethereum reaches $5,000 or falls short. The crypto landscape is always evolving, so staying agile and informed is the best strategy. Ethereum's future is full of potential, but also uncertainty. Whether ETH hits $5,000 by the end of 2025 will depend on a complex mix of technical, fundamental, and macroeconomic factors. By understanding the arguments for and against, and by watching the right indicators, you can better navigate the evolving crypto landscape. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep an eye on the trends shaping Ethereum's next chapter.